It is Monday, August 15th, 2022. It's Tego Venturi Realty Group of Keller Williams Realty in beautiful Albuquerque, New Mexico. Time for a weekly market update. Just got the latest data in over the weekend, and I want to show you what we're seeing in the market. So let's jump right to it. We have this market condition reports that tracks active homes for sale. So we're looking at single family homes in the entire metro Albuquerque area. I do have this broken down by zip code, city, other places. If you go to abqhomeprices.com, you can get those reports, and you'll find that it does vary, right? I mean, it does vary depending on what part of town, but right now we're going to look at the big picture and see where things are trending. Okay, first and foremost, we have the market action index. Just so you know what this is a formula that tells us, okay, we're in a buyer's market, seller's market. Where are we at? A 30 would be a balanced market. Right now we're at a 61, which would still be a very strong seller's market, not as high as we saw. So we're moving a little bit toward that buyer's market, but man, we've got a long way to go. So the market action index you can see over here as well, and we can break it down more. It's down here as well, but we'll get to that in a second. Just a quick rundown, market profile, median list price. Again, this is homes on the market. This is not sold. This is not what happened in the past. This is real-time active inventory, active homes for sale. Median price per square foot, they've been pretty steady since mid-May. I'll dig into that here a little bit more. Days on market started to tick up. Again, these are homes that are on the market. The thing that's curious about that, homes that are selling pretty quick. There seems to be this big disparity. So, homes that are in popular areas, in good price points, that are in good condition, are still selling super fast, multiple offers. We've seen that again just this weekend. We've had some listings come on our team, multiple offers on them. Again, it's very property and area and price point specific. So days on market is going up, but that's for homes that are staying on the market. Price decreases jumped up a lot. We're going to talk about that in a second here. And new relisted, meaning homes coming back on the market, not a big trend there. Inventory is the one thing I wanted to talk about. We'll go back to that in a sec. I was on a different one. Let's just look at inventory. So inventory meaning the number of homes on the market, supply of homes, if you will. We've peaked out. So the dotted line here is the 7-day moving average. A couple weeks ago, we hit our peak, end of July. Now here in the last few weeks, it's started to pull back slightly. If we look at it on the 90-day trend, it's not uncommon that we have a build all the way through the end of the year. So let's go back to 2019 here, because that's a better way to look at it. We did grow all the way through October, and it started to pull off. So it's going to be interesting how this plays out, but the takeaway here is the number of homes on the market is not continuing to climb. It seems to have plateaued. Let's look at pricing, median list price. Again, we looked at this up above. You can see we had these peaks back in May. We look at it the 90-day. The plateau was here May, June, and we've just kind of stayed there, pulled back slightly now in the last few weeks. If we look at it on the price per square foot, very similar. Again, we plateaued in May, started to pull back slightly, but we're not seeing these big, slash and burn price cuts, if you want to call it that. And that's what I wanted to hit next, which was the number of homes with price decreases. This has increased. The number of homes that have reduced price hit a new high this week at about 40%. That goes back to what we saw in 2019. If we look at this historically, and I've got that here, you can see on this purple line here that's this year, and this is this week, at 40% of homes on the market have had price reductions, which gets us back in line with what we saw in 17, 18, and 19, which are these three lines up here. 20 and 21, obviously, those kind of broke all the what's normal. So, we really didn't see a whole lot of price reductions back then. Okay, so let's go back to what else on here I wanted to highlight. Nothing nothing else there right now. Let's look at a couple other charts. Interest rates seem to have stabilized slightly. There's been a lot of variation in the last few weeks on mortgage interest rates, but they do seem to have settled into this 5.5 range for well-qualified people on 30-year fixed rate conventional loans. That's good to see. It doesn't, there was a lot of concern that maybe they'd keep going up once they hit 6%, but they've definitely pulled back from that 6% high we saw here a month or so ago. Showing activity. This tells us how many buyers are in the market. The orange line here is this year. You can see we did have our peak back earlier in the year, March, April, May, which is common. It did pull back, and we've had steady traffic, but you look at this, it kind of follows the big peak or the big push up in mortgage rates. Mortgage rates definitely pull some people out of the market, so we don't have as many people in this market as we did earlier in the year. A couple other charts I wanted to show you. This was that going back to inventory, supply of homes on the market. Sorry, I'm bouncing around here, getting off different subjects, but this is the same chart we looked at. This is the number of homes on the market, but looking at it from an annual standpoint, from 17, 18, 19, obviously, to this year in the kind of pink purple line. So we did hit a plateau here a few weeks ago, and we've flattened since. Normally, really we have to go back to 17 and 18 to talk about what a normal number of homes on the market. Right now we're still well below that, even though we have had that increase since the super low number of homes on the market back in March, April of this year. Let's see, price reductions, we already looked at that. And then I'll leave on this one. This I put together because I wanted to put this whole idea of pricing in context. We had a huge move up in home prices over the last 3 years. And what we're looking at here is the change from the same week 1 year ago in list price of homes. So if we go back to 2016 compared to 2015, same week, it was 5%. So the list price of homes about 5%. The thing that's curious about that, again, this is list price. Homes were selling, we had annual appreciation right around that 4 or 5% in 16, 17, 18, and 19, and then, actually through 18, and then started in 2019, we really started to see home prices accelerate. And of course, starting at the beginning of the pandemic, it really shot up. So we saw home prices listed about 17% higher than the previous years, and guess what? We had 17% home price appreciation that year. We had our peak here just earlier in the year compared to the year before. We had a 23% increase in list price per square foot versus 21, which had already been accelerated. So, but since then we've started to see this pullback. But the main thing I want to point out here is that home prices right now are listed at 12% higher than the same period last year. So although home prices do seem to have hit a plateau, they're still ahead of what they were a year ago. I'll be watching this closely to see how it plays out. Again, if you have any questions about what's going on in the Albuquerque real estate market, you can reach out to me. Our team phone is 505-448-8888. You can also find me on Twitter and on Facebook, and on Instagram it's Tego Venturi. Trust me, it's easy to find with a name like Tego. And that's it. So, just the last thing is, again, I've got all the market action index reports as well as all the real-time data on the market in our area at abqhomeprices.com.